Hi, it's Christina with your virtual book club video. It is a beautiful day in Texas, so I decided to do it outside. You'll notice a lot of my videos are outside. I think the weather here is really beautiful, at least right now. We'll see what it's like in the summer. We are currently reading Unfuck Yourself by Gary John Bishop. Get out of your head and into your life. I'm going to go unscripted with this one today. I just felt like being just whatever today. That's just kind of the mood I'm in, is I'm just going to do this. So I'm going to start it off in the book, in the chapter we're reading chapter 4 this week. I'm going to start off with the quote that's in here by Aristotle. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. I have a tattoo on my back that is very similar to that. And I really believe that it's really hard when we're struggling with things to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And this chapter is called I Got This, and that's really what it talks about, is knowing that you have it. And he starts off with the first paragraph. The end of it says the struggle is very real, and when you're struggling, it is really hard. And even at the beginning of this chapter, he kept talking about, oh, you don't have it as hard as other people. And I really hate when people talk like that, but I understand why he was saying it. We really need to work hard to have empathy with others and understand that just because somebody else has it worse than us doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt. And he does eventually start talking about that, that it's our feelings are real and they're valid no matter what our struggle is at the time. And when we're struggling, sometimes we may not consciously stress about it, but subconsciously we do. And I know I do. And the way we perceive things really is our reality. Those are some of the things he talks about in this chapter of the book. When we're struggling, it's really hard to stay level-headed, and it's hard to see things how they really are. And he uses an analogy of a train track. To the left is your past, and he talks to his clients about really looking back at your past and all the things that you've gone through and you've overcame. And he talks about all the good things in your life and how all of that really created who you are. And that really matters to me too. One of the things that I think about, sometimes I look back on my life and I'm like, oh, I wish I would have done things differently. But then I'm like, well, maybe do I? Because then I wouldn't be who I am today. So our past really does shape who we are. And then he talks about how everything is solvable. We just have to find the solution. And sometimes we can't see the solution. He talks about taking a step back. Sometimes I most recently have learned to not just take a step back, but to have a little bit more patience. Maybe give it a couple of days and see if things work themselves out. And it's something I've been working on with my daughters too. And my favorite thing in here besides the quote is on page 91 in one of the paragraphs, he's like, you live for this shit. And when I think about it, I really do. I live for it. I live for the struggle and that high you get after you get through something and you look back and you're like, you know what? I did it. I really did it. So I really enjoy this book, and I'm kind of glad I did this unscripted this time, and maybe I'll just continue to do that. I just keep trying different things. That's just kind of how I am. So once again, we're reading Unfuck Yourself, Get Out of Your Head and Into Your Life by Gary John Bishop. This week it's chapter 5, and it's called I Embrace the Uncertainty.